Hey everyone, me again. Been a minute. Life has been life, which tends to happen in life. So, whatever. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet because the record and the band that I'm going to talk about today, I think, are like the embodiment of short and sweet, and that would be motherfucking Infest. Specifically today, No Man's Slave from 2002. And this is one of those records that, kind of happened by the grace of God. Those of us who, those of you who know the record, know the band, the music was recorded in the 90s and the vocals were recorded sometime after that. And, anyone who's been in a band, that recording process can sometimes be never ending, right? And there's always reasons why you maybe never finish a record. And so I'm really thrilled that we did get to see this. And, Infest is just a great band. I think in many ways they're like a perfect hardcore band. They don't have a bad record. I am of the mind that, this is my favorite Infest stuff. It is just like, it's just Infest and it's just perfect. They're a band that I think really gets to the essence of what hardcore punk is, and that is it's short and it's fast and it's hard. There was a zine back in the day that focused on this on the style of hardcore called Short, Fast, and Loud. And it's just hard hitting, Infest basically took the tradition of hardcore of like Negative Approach and just took it to like the next level. And this record in particular, it's just hit after hit, right? Cold inside. I've grown cold inside. I don't give a shit anymore. Feeling negative. Feeling fucking mean. Right? You got Behind This Tongue here, which COA covered, many times back in the day and covered again more recently when they played at Red Ralph's in Worcester. You got, Sick Machine, True Violence, Nazi Killer, right? Just a great record. I'm pretty sure that this is the first press on Draw Blank and Deep Six. Deep Six being one of those crucial labels of like the 90s and 2000s, like Slap a Ham of this style of music. I think they put out like the reality comps. I think this is just a perfect hardcore record. When Infest finally reunited in 2013, and I saw they're playing Maryland Death Fest, I was kind of pissed off. I'm like, oh, man, like Infest is reuniting for a bunch of metalheads. That's bullshit. But they did make their way, to the hardcore circuit shortly after that, and I've been pleased to see them 3 times, all 3 at the Elks in 2015, 2016, and again most recently in 2019. And when COVID was ending, and I, finally decided to kind of make it to shows again, I had kind of a teachable moment where I went and I saw, Crown of Thorns and Sick of It All and Agnostic Front at the Middle East. And I was just like bored to death. And that was sort of like the teachable part of it was, I'm not going to go to shows just out of fear of missing out, and I think that's especially true of some like the quote unquote legacy bands. Sick of It All was great, but, I'd rather see something new and exciting. But the exception to that is Infest because, for a band that has a lot of short songs, every time they played at the Elks, it was just riveting from start to finish. And I really think that if you're a band or if you're someone that is into like hardcore, I don't know how you can't like Infest, especially if you're into fast hardcore. This is just, they were one of the bands that wrote the book. And you see here, you got Joe, he's wearing a Larm shirt. Larm from, was I think Denmark in like the early 80s. They were a band along with like, Siege and other such bands that finally, or not finally, but like even very early on, they were just like go as fast as possible. And so Infest is very much in that tradition. I think that this is a perfect hardcore record. I would even go as far to say this might be a top 10 hardcore LP. It is just unrelenting, not unlike me at times. So I'm going to actually stop while I'm ahead. Peace.